Well, we're going to speak to attorney Arriela Scher from the Center for Applied Legal Studies now. Thank you so much for joining us, Arriela. You know, we've just had breaking news. Just tell us what's going on.
Hi, Annika. Thanks so much for having us on. Yes, what the Center for Applied Legal Studies and the Sash Trust has broken today is that emanating from an inquiry into the social grants debacle in 2018, there was evidence that former Minister Bathabile Dlamini had actually potentially lied under oath or been evasive or failed to provide relevant facts to both the Constitutional Court and an inquiry that was directed by the Constitutional Court and actually overseen by Judge Ngwepe. And as a result of that conduct by the former minister, the Constitutional Court referred the matter again in September 2018 to the NPA and to look into whether to prosecute the former minister. And then CULT was informed last week, towards the end of last week, by the NPA that they have issued summons to prosecute the former minister. So she's being called before the criminal court on the 21st of September.
Arriela, I wanted you to break that news for us, but just to give our viewers some more context, former Minister Bathabile Dlamini is to be prosecuted for perjury. The charges relate to her testimony during an inquiry by the Constitutional Court in 2018 into the social grants crisis. Judge Bernard Ngwepe found Dlamini's conduct had been reckless and grossly negligent and had ordered her to pay a portion of the costs of litigation. The Sash Trust were told last week that the Director of Public Prosecutions has decided to prosecute and that a summons has been issued for her to appear in the Johannesburg Regional Court on the 21st of September. Well, Sash has welcomed this as a significant moment for holding public officials personally accountable for their actions. Arriela, I just want to go back to you. I mean, the CPS and social grant payout scandal was such a big story at the time, and so much money was lost. Just take us back, if you can, to the relationship allegedly between the minister and the payout coordinator, CPS.
Thanks, Annika. So what had actually happened was that the tender given to CPS to conduct social grants and to manage the payment system was taken on review and was ultimately overturned by the Constitutional Court. But what the court in that inquiry by Judge Ngwepe found was that in the context of granting that review and with CPS managing the payment system, former Minister Bathabile Dlamini actually instituted a parallel management system within the Department of Social Development. And so things weren't proceeding in the way that they should be, and in terms of law and applicable policies, she had put people and processes in place to allow her people and the context within the department to bypass the required policies and law, and essentially that allowed CPS to carry out what was ultimately an unlawful tender. So it led to a serious crisis, non-payment of social grants, late payment, a huge debacle, and that's one of the many reasons that the Sash took her and the tender to court.
I remember those parallel work streams now that came under scrutiny at the Standing Committee on Public Accounts in Parliament. I was at Parliament at the time. And something that always bothered me was the money was never recovered. Do you have any idea of whatever happened to the money that was lost?
Yes, Annika. So actually the process before the courts is still ongoing. Sash and Freedom Under Law have actually, quite a while ago, applied to have an assessment done of CPS's financial statements at the time so that the money can be recovered from them and so that they aren't permitted to gain any profit from what was an unlawful tender. We did get a judgment from the Constitutional Court in April this year directing that process be moved along so that the verification of CPS's annual financial statements can be confirmed. And there are a couple of smaller subsequent litigation activities happening pursuant to that court order, but it is ongoing, and CULT is instructed by the Sash Trust to continue pursuing getting the money back from CPS, because we don't believe they should profit or benefit in any way from the unlawful tender.
Thank you so much. That was Arriela Scher from the Center for Applied Legal Studies. Bathabile Dlamini has been charged with perjury, and that is a breaking news and developing story.